Let me try to do some summarizing here, folks. This is always a challenge for me, but I try to pick up the things that I hear. And here are some of the things. When we talked about progress, what resonated with me is we are doing it, is the first thing. I mean, it's happening, and it's becoming standard operating procedures. I mean, it's becoming the way of doing business in the world of the CIO today and into the future. Progress, we talked about the necessity of people, processes, and technology all working as one, and the collaboration that has to take place amongst the various entities and stakeholders that are involved in it. Programs, we heard about quite a few of them. We heard about some programs at NGA. We heard about e-verification. We heard about the SAVE program being DevOps based. Cloud foundations was mentioned. We heard about ATOs in a day, which is quite impressive in DevOps being able to enable that to take place. Lessons learned, I picked up, the word governance wasn't used, but Rob, you were talking about you need the structure in place, which in my mind was, some type of governance structure to make that stuff work, is what I wrote down. And we talked about staying the course and just keep moving. I think, Mark, you brought that up. You just have to keep moving, keep staying the course. And we heard, of course, just do it, which is a very true thing. The other thing we heard in lessons is that ops skills are changing. The operations folks aren't what the traditional one was, and that the ops skills need to start melding into development type of activities too, and understanding, and that idea of cross-fertilization of skill sets becoming very, very important as we move into the future. When we talked about challenges, first one that came up was automated testing, and the fact that it's less traditional way of doing things. People are used to, line by line code testing and things like that. Now we're doing, system testing, and we're doing using automated tools and automated testing to expedite that process. I remember, in the past where you develop system and then it would go into test and be tested for months and months and months, and then you'd identify all these changes, and then you come back and make the changes, and then go back into testing and back into changes. Before you know it, you're bouncing back and forth, and a lot of time went by. We also heard about skills depth, getting the right people, and finding companies that can provide depth of skills that are necessary. We heard about managing risk. We talked about culture. We're talking about doing things differently here, and anytime you change the way the business operates, it becomes threatening to some. It becomes, that's not the way we do it here type of an issue. And culture change, we agreed, takes time. I mean, you can give somebody another title tomorrow, but have their behavior change and their attitude and things like that is a evolving discipline. We heard about oversight being required. I think Rob brought that up. That's not just here, but you need good management, good oversight. And we heard about agility and speed, and moving from project to product to the future that Mark laid out for us. In the future, agility came up again, APIs, and the focus on mission and focus on what you're actually producing.